The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BC, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, let's talk about that super flyweight division. You know, the best weight class in the whole sport, because there's a lot of happenings, a lot of things going on at 115. But in this particular video, I wanted to show some love to a guy that I haven't made a lot of videos about in recent memory, because he hasn't had a whole lot of fights. His name hasn't been in the news, and sometimes he gets forgotten about. He is the forgotten champion at 115. He is the fighting pride of the Philippines. He is the IBF super flyweight champion. His name is Pretty Boy. His name is Jerwin Ancajas. Now, Jerwin Ancajas, this year, right? This year, in September, if he still has the belt by September of this year, we're going on half a decade, 5 years to the day since Jerwin Ancajas won the IBF strap against Big Joe Arroyo, right? It's been a long, long time that Ancajas has held a belt. And, in terms of statistics, in terms of numbers, you could argue he's the best super flyweight in the world because he has 8 title defenses. But unfortunately for Jerwin Ancajas, he hasn't been able to get those fights with those top guys in the weight class. He hasn't fought the Chalatitos and the Wrong Versailles and Gaio Estradas and those guys. But we hope 2021 could be a great and fruitful year for Jerwin Ancajas, and I'm praying that it is. I want to see Jerwin Ancajas get his shot, because Jerwin Ancajas is a damn good fighter. He's someone that deserves the chance to prove himself, that he is in that upper echelon, in that top of the top, creme de la creme of boxing's creme de la creme best weight class, super flyweight. Now, I was patrolling the internet. I was looking to see what we could talk about today here on True School Sports, and Jerwin Ancajas and his promoter and his manager, Sean Gibbons. Shout out to Sean Gibbons, one of the best managers in boxing. Sean Gibbons, who manages a lot of these Philippine fighters, like John Real Casimiro as well. He said that he wants Ancajas to not be the odd man out no more. That he wants Ancajas to basically fight Kazuto Ioka, who just beat Kosei Tanaka in what was a very great fight. Stopped the undefeated pound-for-pound caliber Kosei Tanaka in, I believe it was 7 or 8 rounds. And he wants that to be a unification fight. Now, it is worth noting that Ancajas has a mandatory challenger he's got to deal with first in Jonathan Rodriguez. But after he deals with that, that's when he wants the Kazuto Ioka fight. And Gibbons posted a picture. The picture is a graphic of Ancajas on one side with the IBF belt, Ioka on the other with the WBO belt. And he makes it very simple. He says 2021 unification fight. That's what he wants, 2021 unification fight. Now, I think this is a very, very realistic fight. It really is, Ancajas versus Ioka. Because you look at Chalatito and Estrada, they're already tied up. They're fighting in the fight of the year, the best fight of the year, the biggest fight of the year. It's going to be a momentous occasion between Chalatito and Gaio Estrada. That's March 13th. They're already tied up. So if you're Ancajas, you've already you haven't been able to get those big fights. You don't want to sit there and twiddle your thumbs and get more ring inactivity while those two figure out what they're going to do with their careers. Because the reality is this: Ancajas hasn't fought in over a year. You'd have to go all the way back to December of 2019 for the last time he fought, and that was against Miguel Gonzalez. So time is passing by, and Ancajas needs that legacy-defining fight that's going to prove to the world that, hey, I am a fantastic fighter, and you cannot forget about Jerwin Ancajas when you talk about the super flyweight division. And I think this fight against Ioka at this particular time, at this juncture, will be the best for him, because we look at Ioka. This is a guy that I think he had his signature moment in the sun against Kosei Tanaka. And you got to think that Ioka is feeling as confident as he's ever felt in his entire career. This is a guy that's been in there with some very, very high-level operators like Donnie Nietes, and obviously, most notably, Kosei Tanaka. So, this guy's been there and did it in Ioka. And while numbers-wise, Ancajas is the longest reigning champion in the super flyweight division, he still lacks that substance, that depth, that quality win that's really going to put him over the top and make him that superstar that people are hoping for him to become. Now, look, the Ioka fight, going back to that's the fight that has to happen next for not just Ancajas, but I believe the super flyweight division. this is a division that I've applauded many, many times because all the best fighters fight each other. You know, Chocolatito has fought Estrada. Estrada has fought Arungvisai. Arungvisai has fought Quadras. Quadras has fought Estrada twice. You know, there's been a great round robin in these small weight classes, but for whatever reason, and I don't know why, you know, Ancajas seems to be the odd man out. He seems to be the guy that's getting the short end of the stick. But 2021 can't be that year no more. 2021, someone's got to fight Jerwin Ancajas. So if it's the winner of Estrada versus Chocolatito, that would be great. If it's Arungvisai, that'd be cool too. But I think the most feasible matchup is Ioka because of the fact that, you know, you're talking about, first of all, business-wise, it's a very sellable fight because it's Japan versus the Philippines. And those are always good matchups in those small weight classes, Japan versus Philippines. So I think it's very makeable in that regard. Then you also have the fact that it's a unification fight. You got the IBF champion and WBO champion squaring off with each other, and it's an explosive fight. It would truly be an explosive fight. You know, you have Jerwin Ancajas, a southpaw with dynamite in his left hand, a guy that's going to come in there to put you out, and you got Kazuto Ioka, one of the craftiest, most astute, most intelligent fighters in the whole sport, who I believe is at the pinnacle of his career at this point in time. You know, so why not make this fight? Why not give Ancajas the opportunity to prove that he's more than just a guy that's held a trinket for a long time and defended it against nondescript and really not premier opposition, you know? Give Ancajas a chance to prove himself. Give Ancajas a chance to show that, you know, he could potentially be the best super flyweight in the world, because I think a lot of times, and I'm guilty of this myself, we get so caught up in Chocolatito Gonzalez and Gael Estrada and these guys for good reason, because these guys are damn good fighters, but we can't forget about the guy who's holding the IBF strap, the guy from the Philippines, the fighter from the Philippines, the man who has the most title defenses in the weight class, the guy that for a long time has been the odd man out. So that's pretty much my thoughts on this on Ancajas. I don't want to see him be the odd man out no more. I want him to get his chance. I think the Ioka fight is very, very makeable. And I want to see it. If Ioka still wants to continue fighting at the highest level, make that fight next. Make that fight next. I'm going to leave it at that. You guys leave your comments down below. What do you think about Ancajas, just the state of his career right now and where it's going? And what do you think about his next fight potentially being with Kazuto Ioka? You know, his manager, Sean Gibbons, the great Sean Gibbons, has called for that fight. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Who do you favorite and why? Leave your comments down below. Make sure you take the time to subscribe. But like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.